Today is a good news day for GameStop. Not only do we have some insider buys to talk about, but we are up 20% on the swing trade position. I took an entry on GameStop again as we reach down into this demand zone on April 2nd at $21.25. The stock this morning is trading at $25.54, and I like the momentum that we have here on the chart. You guys know by now, I like to buy things when they make sense, when they're cheap, and I like to sell them into run-ups. I'm certainly not going to be on here telling you every day to buy GameStop at any and every price. And having that trader's mindset allows me to not have to come on here every day and give you guys made up stories like some of the other YouTubers do about how to value GameStop stock. Anybody with common sense and any education in finance or accounting knows how to properly value the stock and what the fair value of GameStop is. But it's trading above fair value, and if there's opportunity on volatility, we're going to play that here on this channel. One thing that I really like about Ryan Cohen's plan, thinking about buying Bitcoin, is he is working to bring the fair value of GameStop up from down where it is now, way below the current price. If he successfully implements this Bitcoin strategy, he can bring the fair value up to these current price levels. And I'm here for that, and I would love to see that happen. Now that we're up over 20% on the position, what happens next? That is difficult to say because of all the economic uncertainty going on there and the way Bitcoin price is bouncing around, and we don't have any announcement from the company yet that they've actually bought Bitcoin. I don't know when we'll get that, but we do have some positive news, and that is a recent string of insiders buying around this price range. And just like when insiders sell, you should pay attention to that. I think that when insiders buy, you should also pay attention to that. So let's talk about these recent filings. If you're not familiar by now on where to pull these up, just go to the SEC Edgar website and click on this bottom right-hand quadrant, Ownership Disclosures. That is where the Form 4 show up, and we have 3 of them to talk about here. The first one we already talked about back on April 3rd, Ryan Cohen buying 500,000 shares of GameStop at $21.55, almost an $11 million vote of confidence in GameStop at these price levels. Now, Ryan Cohen does have a very low cost basis in his overall position in GameStop, but I mean, plunking down $11 million at this price level, I think nobody would disagree that that is a vote of confidence. That was followed by an insider purchase of 5,000 shares by board member Larry Cheng, about $100,000 purchase for Mr. Cheng, bringing his total position in GameStop now up to 83,000 shares. And then the final one we just found out about yesterday is a purchase of 10,000 shares by board member Alan Attal. Now, Mr. Attal came from Chewy with Ryan Cohen back in January of 2021. Former chief marketing officer over there at Chewy, now on the board of directors at GameStop. And with this latest purchase, Mr. Attal's position, his ownership in GameStop, is over 572,000 shares. As we can see from the 2 charts that I have in the bottom of this screen, GameStop being on the bottom left and Bitcoin on the bottom right, the stock is continuing to follow my hypothesis for how it's going to trade, closely following the price of Bitcoin. You can see that very evident in the ebb and flows of GameStop since April 7th. And therefore, I am hopeful that Bitcoin continues to go up, and if it does, I expect that we will continue to see the price of GameStop going up. But it sure would be nice to know if GameStop actually bought some Bitcoin, especially down there around the, whatever the lows were, 72,000, 74,000. That would cement home this hypothesis of how GameStop is going to trade once we know that the company has locked in some BTC. In my next video, I'll recap for you guys again why the short interest is increasing on GameStop and why it will continue to increase, hint, convertible bonds. And we'll talk about why days to cover is falling, because apparently after 4 years, some people still haven't figured out how days to cover calculation works. Let me know your comments and questions down below. I am Tony Denaro. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.